This is an update video because I got a bunch of stuff to update you on. First up, about the live stream performance thing. It is happening. I actually only just kind of came up with an idea for one part that I wasn't going to do at first, but then I chose it. So, I really like the holidays. For me, that's always been really fun. I like decorating our house. That's always fun. Just doing holiday things. And for us, we don't ever really do we never really continue doing tradition and stuff a long time ago. We would, but now cause most of them were me and my mom would make cookies, and then we would throw a little Christmas party or something, or a Thanksgiving thing or something, and me and a bunch of other people would decorate them, and it was the fun little thing, but cause most of the people nowadays, or in our family, a lot of people don't really like the big gatherings. It causes arguments, especially now. We did this year we're doing a thing to where so each little group, so each house or group of people in our family gets their gifts, but they take it home. They do not open it here. The reasoning why is because it kind of leads to arguments, and because then it comes, this person got that or something, and I'm that's not what the holidays are about. The holidays are about giving and having fun and family and all sorts of stuff. That's what, for me, and obviously I know the meaning of Christmas, but to me, I feel like family and friends and stuff like that is a even bigger part, because it's different things. And things to me that's special. But I added this little holiday part to the performance, which fun. I'm not gonna be wearing any sort of I'm not gonna really be in holiday look, but I'm gonna be kind of doing holiday, a fun little holiday part, and great because it's not designated to Christmas, but it's not designated to any sort of holiday. It's the holidays, and I'll be kind of bringing up. That's also right before the Q&A part where you guys can ask questions if you have any. Go to Andy Forever or Saturday at 2 o'clock or whatever time it is there for you. But yeah, it's gonna be really fun. Yeah, and it's gonna be really fun. I'm also this next Saturday's gonna be so busy for me, and I'm not looking forward to it, but I am at the same time, because I'm also gonna be singing my first ever Christmas song. I have been working on a holiday song. No one knows about it. It's not my best work, I feel but I really do love it. Here's the thing, I love it so much. and that there's nothing that I would change about, but definitely not my best work on my song. But I still am really happy about it. And that the music video will probably be coming out that day. I haven't decided. And it's called Magic of the Holidays. And it kind of it's really special because it's not really a Christmas song, I feel. Although it kind of is because it relates to what I know around the holidays. And it's going to be a really fun thing. But that also means I have to film the music video that it will be filmed on the tablet because on the fact that I'm trying to save as much space on that SD card because I got one more scene to film I wish I would have told sooner than I gotta wait for the videos from my backup dancer to come in. Okay. And it's like a really fun thing. But yeah, it means a bunch of filming that day, which honestly is kind of cool. Filming is one of the things that, it's definitely a lot of fun. And it's one of the things that, if you let it be fun, it can be fun. I don't always come up with the best content, partly because that's something that I'm not good at. But you can make filming fun, anyway. And it's one of the things that, I love doing. I love posting on Instagram. I love DMing with you. I love finding out about new fans. I really do enjoy that. I love filming. I kind of like editing. I don't edit that much. I was gonna do Vlogmas, but I'm thinking I'm originally started to try, but then I don't do much in my day, and also my day, what I usually do is just things that can't really be filmed, like school, school homework, or I watch YouTube, which is boring. So it's either things you guys see the entertaining parts of my life, and so. Yeah, honestly, at this point, when it's one of those things that, seems so cool, but yet I was thinking, and I still might, I might do a Vlogmas vlog on Saturday. Probably not going to. Because it's really hard to keep track of footage. And also, it's easier just to film on the tablet considering, especially the one music video, because I know how to work the tablet a lot better than I do the camera. But also, with the fact that I also with the fact that because I'm really bad at here's the thing, I can remember lyrics to videos and music videos from people that I watch on social media. But if you give me one of my own songs, unless I have the lyrics to directly look at, which this one was a very, like, hot mess video. Like, what I mean by that, it didn't get a lot of time to be planned. I just kind of went, holiday music video. Genius. Like, I like that idea. And I know that I'm not, like, the first person for sure to do a holiday music, but I'm excited to, like, try to do one. We'll see how it turns out. Also, this one was not written down on paper. Here is why. Because doing that takes so much time. Like, you don't fully understand. With the way that my brain functions, I cannot sit down and complete a song in like a day or 2 days. For me, completing a song takes a week, possibly 2 weeks. You know, like, honestly, and for a while, I was just kind of like, writing songs were getting to be like too much to where I didn't like it anymore. I loved coming up with songs. I love that. But the actual writing the songs can be challenging. So, yeah. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I still don't know how I'm gonna make this holiday song work, but I'm gonna try. And that's really all that. And at that point, I do a thing when I get so bored of writing songs, I to just like, what I do is I take a break. That's honestly what I do. I'll take like 2 or 3 weeks off, sometimes a month or two. I'll just take time off, and in that time I will work on songs. I just won't write them down, and that always gets me like that break, time to breathe, and get me like kind of back into it a little bit more. And when it comes down and we're like, sorry, I looked out the window. Our Santa Claus that we have outside fell. Mm. 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 Then it becomes kind of a lot, and so like when I start like getting to the point where I forget to like, I set a goal sometimes to like, okay, I have to work on a song for at least 15 minutes a day. Fully sit down, maybe not writing the whole time, like maybe coming up with the song, you know, but working on it and putting it on paper. You know, 15 minutes, not very long, but that's still pushing me a little bit to where I'm actually doing. And when I forget to do that, and that I do the fan reminder, what I call it. I literally DM like a few different fans. I have a few that actually are good go-to. And for this end, I basically am like, hey, can you just remind me like every day this week, like, or on the certain days, to write for 15 minutes. and it's for a song, and they're like, sure, no problem. Like, it's really cool. Honestly, I like having a cool relationship with, like, what I mean by that is, like, a cool fan sort of thing. Like, what I mean is, I like being able for you to not be afraid to be, oh yeah, I'm a fan. I watch you on YouTube, or I follow you on Instagram or on TikTok. But also being able to get in a normal conversation. And by like a normal conversation, I mean something like very generic, like, oh, how was your Thanksgiving? Or, oh, mine was good. Or like just something that's so common and generic but can become a new conversation. Or like, hey, how was your day? Good, bad. Like, just basic things like that is so cool to be able to have. But yeah, merch in like 4 or 5 months, which I'm very excited for, and I honestly love. One second, I'm currently watching some. Like, it can be so generic and it's so fun. Because there's different levels of fans. Like, there's the people who kind of know who I am a little bit from social media. Yeah, and they're like technically a fan, but they're not like a big fan. Then there's the like big fan that like actually like they try to keep up with my stuff sometimes, and like they try to DM me and like things like that, but they're not like super fans. Then there's super fans. Super fans are people who watch every video of mine, do like every post, like they're big time fans. They love to DM, and they get excited when I reply to their DM. Now, here's the thing. At first, I'll be honest here. At first, my sister did not want me replying to fans. That was the thing. Not throwing her on. But then once I fully explained, there was a reason. Because once I explained that, she was like, well, there are people who will use you out there. And I am the most overprotective person when it comes to things. I block people, like, very easily. Like, for me, it kind of is. It comes down, I don't block you over nothing, though. Like, let's say you DM me once, like, something, and nice, like, oh, I'm a fan. I don't block you for that, like, no. But when I block people very easily, so, like, if they even start going in the wrong direction, like, I have had people DM me so many times about, like, oh, I have a crush on you, and I don't block them at first. Like, I'll kind of put them down in a nice way, like, I'll be like, sorry, but this isn't gonna work, I have a crush on someone, like, because in like, the nicest way possible. And most of the time, they cooperate, and they're like, okay, but can we still DM, and like, can I still be a fan? And I'm like, I go right ahead. Like, I have no issue with that. And that I just need you to understand we can never be a thing. And it's not me trying to be rude. It's just I have a crush, and there's just so much stuff that plays into that. Then yeah, then And it just kind of got to, then there are a few cases, and by a few I mean like 2 or 3, where I'll put them down and they'll still be going at it a bit what if you're not meant to be with your crush? What if we're meant to be? And I'm like, I give them a warning. Honestly, I give them a warning and I'm like, hey, just know you need to stop. This is making me uncomfortable. You need to stop. This is not okay. And they still go at it. I'm like, well, guess what? You're being blocked. And then you have no access. And when I block someone, it keeps them from commenting on my stuff. I never had someone, comment on my stuff after they've been blocked. I'm like, I just move on. It's no big deal to me. Now, I never really had a case to where, I had to block someone or, being, inappropriate or anything like that. None of that. There was a few cases where, things got a little weird. Let me explain. So, only, 2 or 3. So, the first person started off as a fan, and then they took things, it started off with them having a crush, to be honest. And then when I turned them down, things were fine. It was no big deal. It was literally no big deal at all. Until one day they were DMing me a lot. Throughout, they were the first person that I ever DM'd. And they were DMing me a lot. To the point where, and it wasn't I have an issue with that. It was really dumb stuff that they were DMing me. Not bad things. It was oh, I liked your post, and it was things that I already get a notification for. And so, yeah, so, I'm kind of, well, so I brought it up to them, and I was like, hey, we can still DM, it's just that we can't DM them much, and if you're gonna DM me, at least DM me something that I'm not getting a notification for already. And I said that to them, and what I mean by that is I voice DM that to them, because I often voice DM or voice record, and DM. For those who don't know what that is, it's almost you're just recording a short little thing of what you're saying, and then it DMs it to them. And that was interesting. It became interesting, and then they took it the wrong way, and well, who cares about you? And I'm block. I had that happen, I want to say 3 times. Yeah, 3. The second time was actually a lot faster. And, no, the first time took, about a week. The second time took about 5 minutes. And what I mean was that, it was someone I had no clue who DM'd me, and they went, I like your stuff, and I'm like, cool, normal fans. And then later they were constantly DMing me from that point, and it was again the same old thing, things I get a notification for. And Ford brought that up, and they were like, well, I'm blocking you, and I'm like, well, fine, I'll just block you back, and then the same thing happened again, but within 2 minutes. No, and what I mean was that it was literally happening, so much out of 5 minutes. So I have blocked people. but it's never been like a serious situation. And when I block someone, they basically lose all control over anything. So like they can't DM me, they don't get to like my stuff, like they're literally blocked, which means no connection to me anymore. And that's good. I primarily only block people if they're being inappropriate, rude, not family friendly. You know, here's the thing, I'm not kid friendly, I'm family friendly. There's a difference in my book. Yes, I am technically, kids can watch me. Like that, family friendly is different than kid friendly, I feel. Because kid friendly to me has always been like cartoons, versus family friendly is like kids can watch, any age can watch me essentially. Like I never want to be the type of person that, oh, I'm only for like certain age. No, I want to be for all ages. So like it's gonna be kid friendly, but it's also gonna be like, in your 2 you can watch me. If you're or 99 you can watch me. Like anyone can watch me. Like, it's never gonna be. I only block people if they're not being family friendly, if they're being inappropriate, being rude, or if they're pushing me too much. Like, the same thing. Like, I'm, like, constantly DMing me, like, things I get a notification for. And also, I got a really fun idea that I'm doing for this like at home performance live stream, which is gonna be on my Instagram Saturday, and it's currently Wednesday. I guess LA time is very different from our time. The reason I say that is because, so I recently started DMing with someone that I watch on YouTube. They're called Sarah Dorothy Little. Like, I was shocked that we even DM. Like, honestly, if I had to pick someone that I'm, like, most, like, shocked about that I actually DM with, it would definitely be them. Nor my alarm clock. I am too lazy to go turn it off. Fine, I'm going to go turn it off. But I kinda don't want. Okay, alarm clock, you need to get turned off. Like, they would rent him and stuff, because they're, like, big on social media and stuff, and it's really, really cool. Really cool. But honestly, like, I chose, I'm gonna do a part with Beans in the show. I figured out wardrobe changes, because that was an issue, but I'm gonna move the chair out of the recording studio, you know, and then, or fold it up in there, I haven't decided yet. And then, because you guys will probably be on the vanity, and you know, like, but that way I also hung, like, each outfit in there. I'm about to hang in one more, because I came up with an idea today and it's amazing, which is to do a part with Beans, because Beans really has been a huge part of my social media life. Beans is a YouTube character I love doing, because I feel like Beans is very opposite of me at the same time. Like Beans is, like, different from me, and it's, like, really cool because I'm like, for me, like, I love who I am. Like, that's one thing that I really honestly gotta say is that if you don't truly, like, fully love the type of person that you are, then something needs to change. And it's not me, like, changing, like, oh, who you are. It's that if you're not happy with who you are, then something needs to happen. Sorry, I'm currently watching a JoJo live stream slash. I'm probably gonna get off of here though. Because it's literally volume. But yeah, like, I generally, like, honestly say you need to be happy with who you are, or else it's not gonna get you anywhere. And so, like, for me, like, being is different than me, and so, like, sometimes, like, basically, like, I just love doing things. It's really fun to entertain, and basically being entertains. It's just a lot of things. And then let's talk. Star will also be popping in at one point. Star's part is going to be very short, but also Star's going to be my easiest wardrobe change. Star or Bean, because with Beans, it's a matter of throwing on a dress. And like throwing on a dress and like throwing up my hair to like a half up, half done messy bun sort of vibe, like, cause that's the Beans hairstyle, is that I do like half of my hair gets separated and that part becomes like a messy bun up top, and the rest is like just like not in the messy bun, and it's like really weird, but it's cool. Honestly, though, like, I'm not Cypher, but with Star, it can be really simple for Star because it's a matter of throwing in, like, two ponytails, like, two very low, like, pigtails, and then also throwing in two pigtails and throwing on a dress. That can be it.